Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Dawn Huffy, and I am a network marketer with a company called LifeWave. And this is the company that has the amazing phototherapy patches. These patches are changing people's lives for the better. I just love this company because I get to see miracles all the time. It's just so thrilling. This company has been in business for 20 years. So it's a good, solid company that has made it through some ups and downs. And right now we are in huge momentum, and mainly because of our best-selling patch, which is called the X39 patch. The inventor and the CEO of these patches is David Schmidt, and he had the intention to make these patches to help humanity. That's what his intention was. He just wanted to help humanity because we are being bombarded daily. We get bombarded by toxins in our food, in our water, in the air. Every which way we turn, we just get assaulted, really. And so these patches help in ways that are natural and beneficial. And so I just love all of that. I mean, I started out in the medical as a medical assistant, so I know what that's all about and what their options are. And I was in it for about 5 years and I thought, that's it, I'm done. I'm done with that realm. And then I switched and went into the alternative way of healing the body. I was a reflexologist for over 25 years and just really looking for natural, good ways to help the body heal itself. And so that's why I love this company. I love the intention and I love what they do for people. LifeWave does have 10 different patches for people. Today, I'm going to really talk quite a bit about our X39 patch, and I'm going to show you the packaging that it comes in. It's beautiful packaging, which I love. And so this is the large blue envelope that your patches will come in. And then inside of that, you will get this smaller envelope, and this is your 30 patches. So it's 1 month's supply. So this is what the patch looks like. It looks like a little round Band-Aid. And if you flip it over, all you have to do is just kind of bend it a little bit and then peel one side and then peel the other half. And then you stick it on your body. And as soon, like this is activated now because my heat or my body light has started to activate this patch. So this process is called photobiomodulation. It's a big, long word, but if we break it down, it makes it easy to understand. Photo is light. This is light therapy. Bio means the body, and modulation means making a change. So this is a photobiomodulation patch. It's making a change in the body, really good changes. We call it a non-transdermal patch because no ingredients are going into the body. It's not like a nicotine patch. When you put a nicotine patch on you, you're sending nicotine into the body. We're not sending any ingredients into the body. What's happening with this patch is when we put it on our body, our light or our heat hits the center of this patch and it's reflected back into the body, and it makes changes in the body. It makes really good changes for us. Now, if we think of another example of photobiomodulation, this kind of helps people understand how this whole process works with the patches. If we think of the sunlight, which is a source of light, and when that hits our body, it makes changes in the body. So we make vitamin D, we make melanin. So this is photobiomodulation. It's light making a change in the body, just like our patches do. Hope that helps with the explanation of how these patches work. Another question I get from people is, well, what's in the patch? What makes it work? In the center, there is something called a crystalline lattice structure. And then around the outside is the sticky part. It's like the Band-Aid sticky stuff. So that's kind of the material that helps it stick to the body. But in the center is that lattice structure. And that's the reflective structure. It causes the light from our body to be reflected back into our body. And the ingredients in that structure are molecular amino acids, oxygen, sugars, salt, and water. So I have no idea how David did it, but he's a genius. So he knew how to create these patches and to get it to reflect back into the body with these amazing changes that really reverse a lot of conditions that we have and to bring back our vibrancy and more aliveness. One thing I see with people all the time, when they get patching, I see more vibrancy in their whole body and especially in their eyes. They get more light in their eyes even open up further. It is so beautiful. It is so thrilling to see that because I know that they're making changes inside their body. Okay, a couple of the things that you will get when you order your X39 patches in your mailing is this. It's one of them. It's the instruction booklet. On the back page, it will have two pictures and it shows you where you can place the patches. These are the recommended spots. The top picture is placing the patch at the back of your neck on your cervical vertebrae number 7. So if you tip your head forward, that's the vertebrae that bumps out. So that's easy to find, okay? So then the second spot is below the belly button. It's 2 fingers below the belly button. So you can choose either one of those spots. The reason that those 2 spots are recommended is because when the clinical studies were done, these are the 2 spots that were used to keep it consistent because you need consistency in your studies. Now, if you have an issue somewhere else in your body, say you have a really sore shoulder, and it hurts right there, what I would do is I would stick the patch right on that spot. I've heard a lot of success stories about getting real good results with putting it on the spot of concern. The other thing you get in your mailing is an information booklet, and in here it will talk about all the different benefits that you can look for. We'll just go through a couple of them. Rapid pain relief. So many people need relief from their pain. They have maybe an injury that they just got, or maybe it's chronic pain. For me, it was chronic pain. I had a car accident in 2019. I had severe back pain. It was horrendous. It was horrible. It was awful. And I'm called a one-patch wonder. It almost makes me want to cry because I don't think about how much pain I had very often, but it was horrible. And I endured that for, let's see, 2009, like 4 or 5 years. It was awful. So I started patching about a little over a year ago. And the first day, my pain level came from an 8, which 10 being the worst. So it was 8. It came down to about a 3 in 4 hours. And so not everybody will see that faster results, but I'm so thankful that I did. And yeah, so I was really, really enthused about these patches. So I was telling everybody I could see about them. Now, another thing you can look for is reduced inflammation. And so a lot of people know this fact. When we have disease processes going on, we have high inflammation. So bringing that down is really key. It supports wound healing because it increases our level of glutathione, which is a major component in having a very healthy immune system. Mental clarity gets better. So we all love that. And enhanced sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, and improved skin appearance. And why would our skin look better? Well, because in the clinical studies and the trials, we found that our collagen levels raise. So our skin starts to look better. So those are just some of the results that you can look for when you start patching. The last thing I want to talk about with the patches is how to wear them and how long to wear them. So what we would want to do is put this X39 patch on in the morning and wear it for 12 hours. And then after that, we take it off and give ourselves 12 hours to rest, to rejuvenate. And then the next morning, wake up, put on a new patch. So that's how we do it. I usually put mine on around 9 o'clock, and then about 9 o'clock at night, I just take it off. A lot of people like to pair this with their toothbrush so they don't forget, because, you know, we get busy. So it's not a disaster if you forget. Yeah, if you wear it all night, which some people do, you know, they wake up and they think, oh, no, I still have my patch on. What you would do is just take that day off from the patch and then get back on the routine the next day of 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So that's how we wear the X39 patch. And so now Mary Kay is here, and thank you so much for being here, Mary Kay. So can you just, yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Hi.
So, can you just tell us how long you've been patching and what you're noticing and what's happening?
Yeah, for sure. I was introduced to the patch from another friend in our group. We were both former Lyme patients. So I had dealt with Lyme disease in my past. I also started Western medicine, just as you said you did, without any success, hardly at all. Switched to a natural healing process and found great success with that. Then I was introduced to LifeWave and X39 many years later. Here we are. So I started about 5 months ago. Mid-December, I started. And what I was really intrigued with is, like you said, just there's no ingredients. This is your body doing its work to heal. And so, or to just, just to become better on the inside. And so what I was looking for is energy more than anything. I would go through my day and I would hit this wall around 2 o'clock. I would almost have to take a nap almost every day. And so I wanted energy. And X39 gave me that energy almost immediately. I'm a very active person. I'm outside a lot in nature. I do a lot in my yard. I also am a real estate agent, so I'm busy. Just live an active lifestyle. And so the energy was very welcome from the patch.
That's so great. I think so many people say to themselves, oh, I'm just getting older and this is just part of life. You know, I'm just not going to be able to do what I want to do anymore. But no, you were open.
Yep.
And you were willing and you started patching, and you sound kind of like me. You got results pretty quickly.
I did. And not only just with energy, many other things too, I noticed happening. My sleep has improved greatly. It seemed like I was waking up 2 times per night, you know, either having to go to the bathroom or whatever the case may be, but I am sleeping again and I'm dreaming again. So I haven't, and I'm remembering some dreams, and yeah, that's been a plus. So I'm sleeping very well again.
I love that.
Yeah.
So when you say you're sleeping better, so you're sleeping through these interruptions of waking up, and you're dreaming, I noticed that probably in like the first week or 10 days, I was sleeping deeper. That's what I noticed.
Yep. Same. I went through kind of a pattern, I would say. Right off the bat, I was sleeping better. Then I kind of went through a stage where I wasn't, and then I came back again. But I have been, boy, I've been sleeping better than I have in years, I would say.
Well, I want to commend you for not giving up when you kind of had that interruption of, good sleep and then not so good sleep, but then you came back around to kind of
Yep.
makes me wonder what your body was up to, because I've heard over and over with these patches that when we are correcting and when we are making things better in our bodies with these patches, our cells that are doing all this repair work have such a wisdom that they go to highest priority. And so it makes me kind of wonder, okay, so maybe your body said, okay, we need to get this sleep stuff taken care of because this interruption in the sleep is causing your vibrancy to come down and your energy to come down. So it took care of some of that, and maybe did it go work on something else, and then go back to, I don't really know. We can't really tell,
Right.
but when I hear information like that, how the patch works, and then I hear testimonials, my brain always goes, oh, I wonder what their body was up to.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's interesting, I'll tell you. Just many changes. Like recovery, I feel like I'll have a busy day and I just can bounce back easier. So recovery's been great. And then I would say even my hair, like you said, my hair is fuller, and I decided to go gray in the fall, probably in September. I think I stopped coloring my hair because I preach all this natural stuff, but yet here I was highlighting my hair. So I'm like, nope, I'm done with it. Plus I wanted to save some money. So yeah, so my gray is probably down to here, but you can't even really tell. I mean,
No,
it was like white when I started, and now it's like kind of just blends in with my natural color, and I love it. So I'm aging backwards.
reverse aging.
Yep. Yeah. It's awesome.
That's amazing. I quit coloring my hair 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And because I was the same way as you, why am I putting all these toxins into my body?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't quite that long. Maybe it was 3 years ago, and my hair was pretty much white with a little bit of dark back here. Now, a month or two ago, maybe it was 3 months ago, my daughter-in-law said, your hair is blonde. I said, what? Well, I was a blonde. And I was like, she thinks my hair is blonde.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's great. Look at that, right? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's just, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Mary Kay, but my joy level has definitely increased.
I would agree.
I've
I
had
mean,
quite a few women, well, mostly have more women than men on the patch, but they will say to me, their joy just increases. And one woman told me she, every year, and she's just a few years younger than I am, every fall she would get depressed. And so she started patching in the summer. And so I'm talking to her in, the later fall, and she said, I'm not depressed. I'm not having any depression. And then she said, and my husband went on a hunting trip, and usually she kind of just falls apart when he leaves because she just gets rattled because he's gone.
right.
And she said, I don't even care that he's gone. I mean, of course she loves him and everything, but she's noticing, look, I'm not falling apart because he's not here. I am emotionally more solid.
I would agree with that. I think there's a sense of like calm. Um, Whereas before I would just like stress would set me off. And with Lyme, that's one of the biggest triggers with my Lyme. I have to keep the stress level down. And I believe this has helped me a lot. It just keeps me kind of even keel throughout the day. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I had Lyme too, so I know what you're talking about. We get like upset at the most little things, and it's so taxing. And then we don't have enough reserves for when the big things come along, because we're overreacting to all of these little
Yep.
eruptions, or whatever you want to call them, mistakes or harassment or whatever you want to label them as. So I kind of am thinking, when we're reducing the inflammation, I think that really calms us down. That's just my intuition saying.
Yeah,
that
I would
has
agree
to
with
do
that.
it.
Yeah, and Lyme is an inflammatory disease, so it is key to keep those markers down. So this helps.
Definitely. So do you get any like common questions from your team, or concerns that you can think of?
Yeah, I guess I would just say that a lot of people give up too soon. Like maybe you could help with that. Like what are some things that I can tell people? Or when someone says they don't necessarily say they want a quick fix, but it seems like people these days want that quick fix.
Yeah, our society is really, I would just call it brainwashed to get a quick fix. Take a drug, get rid of the pain, we're really influenced by all the commercials about, take this drug and then this is going to happen like right now. And so I really ask people to tap into their patients, and then explaining about this repair process, I think, helps people. About your body knows the highest priority. You may have a knee that's so sore you can't walk up steps, and you think, this is my priority, I want this fixed now. But your body's saying, no, we're going to the heart, or we're going to the liver. And so I explain that to people. You don't get to choose what gets repaired first.
Mm-hmm.
And, just tap into your patients. You will get to that issue at some point, but you're not in charge of when it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help?
Yep. I had one gal on my team, and maybe you can help me with this, say that she kind of felt in that first week or so like she was feeling worse. Like she almost felt like she had the flu.
Oh, yeah. That can happen when a person is really, I just say it, toxic. They've got a lot of issues going on in the body, and their toxin bucket, is pretty full.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start repairing, and the body can't quite handle it all. And so a couple different things that we can recommend. First of all, they can drink more water, and we want to be sure we're drinking good water. We don't want to be drinking fluorinated water. So that's one thing. And some people think they drink a lot of water, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
so, you can just kind of say, well, maybe if you increase your water intake, how much are you drinking? And they'll say, oh, I drink so much. I drink 2 glasses a day. And then you can say, well, how about doubling that? Because if we want them to drink 8 glasses, they're never going to get there, because that's way out of reach, so kind of give them increments to go. And then maybe if they're getting it up, okay, if they're getting a relief from that, great. If they're not, what we can do is back off on the 12 hours.
Okay.
Back the hours down. So if it's kind of just questioning them about, okay, when do you start to feel, when you put the patch on, are you good for 2 or 3 hours or 5 hours, or at about 7 hours do you start to feel worse? And so just get that information, and then just back them off to maybe 3 hours one day.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, just kind of move them up a little bit, maybe to
Okay.
4 hours.
That makes sense.
Keep nudging them up till they get up to 12 hours. It's not a race to get to 12 hours because we don't want to overwhelm the body, because if they're feeling awful, they may give up.
Okay.
So that's a really good option, is just to back off on the hours. But the goal is to get yourself back up to 12 hours. If it takes 2 months, who cares? Your
Right.
body's working at it. It's still helping you to be in a better position with your health. But yeah, I think that's a good option for people.
Okay.
I've had to work with several people on that.
Good idea. Good thought. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, just wanted to share real quick that my husband is patching. He started January 1st. He started with X39. A lot of the same results as me. But we added carnosine because his heart went into AFib when he had COVID back in 2021.
Okay.
And so he's wearing the carnosine. We do it only 3 times a week right now. He wears it by his heart. And he went last spring, he was at the doctor and his heart was all over the place. He just went in for a checkup and his heart is beating, it's beating normal, and then it flips a little bit, but it's beat, 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 and then flips and flutters, and then it beat, beat, beat. So the doctor said it's getting better. So we're like super excited.
Getting chills. That is such a great improvement.
Yep. And you know what? And most doctors will say that you cannot fix that unless you have surgery or unless you do this or that. And my husband is one that he will not put himself through that. So he doesn't really feel his heart out of rhythm. He's lucky. But it definitely was, and it's getting better. So
Wow.
we have nothing else to attribute it to.
That's so phenomenal. Carnosine is such an amazing patch. I just want to read a little bit about it. It helps with the biological, just wait, that's not the right word. Bioelectrical properties of organs. Well,
Mhm.
our heart is it's got electric pulses going through it. So it's helping with that. And so it helps with the brain, the heart, and the muscles. Well, the heart is one of our largest muscles.
Yep.
And so I love carnosine. Yeah, and putting it right over the heart.
Yep.
Nice
Yeah.
choice. Yes.
So I'll keep you posted.
Yes, and so the medical doesn't have any other options other than drugs and surgery. Okay.
Right.
So they're looking down this narrow tunnel. And for those of us who have wider views of options, we're outside of their 2 choices, and we can get results with natural things like these wonderful patches.
I agree.
I'm
I
so
agree.
happy for your husband. That's so good. Now, a lot of people are having this afibrillation problem because of COVID or the COVID injections.
Yep.
And so, for those of you watching this video, and you open just a corner of your mind to the possibility that there's something out there that can help you, get in touch with the person who shared this video with you, and we can get you patching. There are 2 ways to get the patches coming to you. You can become a customer, or you can become a brand partner. Either way, doesn't matter. I started as a customer and I was getting results one after the next. And in 2 weeks, I switched to a brand partner because I wanted to tell people about it and I wanted to make money too. So that's what I did.
Yep. I followed the same suit.
Did
And
you?
the company, yep, and the company is so generous, so it's outstanding.
Oh, they are. It's an amazing compensation plan for us. So yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary Kay. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was really fun.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having me.
yeah, you're welcome. We'll put this up on YouTube so that people can see it there. And we'll put the link in my group for Facebook. And thank you again. So take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.